Here we go. Wild card weekend in the NFL. I couldn't be more excited. I'm Alex White here with Micah Roberts and Kenny White. We're going to break down the games for you, starting with the Las Vegas Raiders going to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. The line right now, the Bengals are -5.5, total 49. Money line, Raiders plus $2. Micah, let's start with the side. How did these two teams match up against each other?
Well, they played earlier this year, but that was when the Raiders were struggling. There was a time before when they were completely in a mess. This was when Henry Ruggs got the DUI, killed a woman and her dog. That was awful, horrendous. But the whole team felt it, and they sunk. It was a bad locker room, no motivation, really felt bad. It wasn't the Gruden firing, it was Henry Ruggs. And they took a while to get over it. So they went 7 of 8 games heading into the final couple weeks of the season, scoring 17 points or less. The last 2 games, they won at Indy, and then they put 35 on the board against the Chargers. I see momentum for the Raiders here. I see them playing basically 4 playoff games in a row, mini playoff games, to get to this spot into the playoffs. Very impressive. And, of course, the Bengals have covered their last 4 as well. They have taken off. It's going to be cold there. I think it favors the Raiders a little bit, actually. They've been pretty good on the road. So I'm going to look at the Raiders. I'm going to see where some of the sharp money comes in and pushes it one way or another. I'd like to take 6.5 or 7, but I don't think it's going to get that high. So that's what I'm leaning towards, Raiders right now.
Yeah, Micah, it has been a up and down season for the Raiders with everything that's gone on. And the Henry Ruggs tragedy was just really tore through that entire organization. But the John Gruden situation did as well, because when John Gruden, the information came out about Gruden, it divided that locker room. Half the players thought Gruden should go. The other half said, hey, give the guy a break. They lost to the Chicago Bears at home that weekend. They were not on the same page. Then Monday came, all of the information came out about hundreds of emails, and everyone that was saying give Gruden a break was now saying, you guys are right. Get rid of this guy. He's gone. That team came together and they went out and won a football game the next weekend. But they were much more comfortable playing on the road because there was less media distractions away from home. I like the way they played. I won't go back as saying they played 4 playoff games. I know they played 1, and that was against the Chargers. That was a true playoff matchup where Cincinnati was resting everybody last week. I think that's a big advantage. I think the home revenge you bring up, Mike, is a home advantage. And for you, make sure you get the best betting odds. Sign up at oddschecker.com right now. Go to OddsChecker, check the betting screen. You got to have multiple accounts when you bet. And if you're going to bet this game, you've got to find the best money line. The Raiders right now at Fox Bet are plus 210 on the money line. If you're betting at DraftKings, you're only getting plus 185. That's a $25 difference on a $100 bet. If you're betting at DraftKings, get a Fox Bet account, get that plus 210 at oddschecker.com.
Let's make sure we hit on the total. Both of these offenses are more than capable of putting points up. The total is 49 right now. Micah, let's start with you.
Yeah, I lean the under, and that's going to be a bet for me for certain. It's just one of those things, the weather, the playoff, the atmosphere, the coaches being new at it, not going full in with the strategy. I think it'll be a very cautious game. The first game, Joe Burrow didn't have a huge game, only like 159 yards throwing. It was pretty much all mixing, 30 carries, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. And, that's something I think they can look for again, run the clock out. Again, cold, the wind's blowing 10 to 11 miles an hour, so I don't know how that's going to affect it. But the under just looks great. It falls into the way the Raiders have been playing the last 8 weeks as far as, like I mentioned, with the point scoring 17 points or less in 7 of their last 10 games. So I'm going to go under.
Yeah, my number is 47.5 on the game, so I do have a lean to the under here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a shootout, though. You got Joe Burrow and you got Derek Carr. Both guys are great quarterbacks. But again, both are playing in their first playoff game. So there's going to be some nerves as well early on. That could help the game stay under. Just a low-scoring first quarter could help that game stay under. I like the way the Raiders' defense has played late. And DVOA ratings have Cincinnati's defense better than their offense on the entire year. So I will lean to the under. The cold weather is not going to be a factor. If it gets windy, 15 miles per hour or more, that'll definitely push me onto a play onto the under, though.
How about future bets for either of you two? Now at Odds Checker, they do have different sportsbook odds, so you can find the best future bets as well. Here I'm looking at the Raiders 20-1 to win the AFC, 40-1 to win the Super Bowl, Cincinnati plus 850 to win the AFC, and 18-1 to win the Super Bowl. Do these interest either of you?
Well, I would say I would love to see the Raiders win, but you got to give me more than that. I mean, this is a team, they got to win 4 games, and I just don't see that happening on this stage here. The Bengals are an interesting team because if they get past this one, the combination of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and basically, I think he might have the best receiving core in the NFL. So if you get them on a roll, I think they could beat anybody. But again, at that price, 18-1 to win the Super Bowl. Come on, man. You got to give me better than that. I got some more, though. We'll talk about later.
Yeah, no play for me. I think the odds are too low for both of these football teams. So I will take a pass as well.
Thank you so much. Great breakdown of the Las Vegas Raiders at Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. I'm Alex White here with Micah Roberts and Kenny White for Odds Checker. We'll see you next time.